More. TRT World's defense analyst Oubai Shahbandar joins me in the studio. Thanks so much for coming in. Turkey's interior minister says, and I'm quoting here, America cooperates with a terrorist organization, the YPG. America turned Iraq and Syria into a terror laboratory. Those are strong words. These are nations that are supposed to be cooperating, and statements like that really highlight the fact that Turkey believes the U.S. is working against Turkey's best interests.
Indeed, and it's interesting, this statement from the Turkish Minister of Interior is coming right after General Mattis, the Secretary of Defense, launched a new announcement that the U.S. was going to start building a string of outposts on the Syrian-Turkish border. Those military outposts will be manned by some of the 2,000 American troops that are in Syria. This could be exacerbating tensions between Turkey and Syria at a time when the joint patrols between the Americans and the Turkish military forces outside the strategic city of Manbij have been working thus far. Turkey wants to see that model implemented throughout the other parts of Syria that are currently controlled by the PKK terror group, Syrian offshoot, the YPG. That would prevent any extremist group, whether it's Daesh or the Marxist Leninist extremist group, the PKK, and the YPG, from establishing a hub where it could launch international attacks. The recent tension is coming at a time when it seems that General Mattis is announcing almost what seems to be a new mission for U.S. forces. A lot of questions on whether or not this is mission creep that's establishing new realities on the ground that could very well pave the future for any additional internecine conflict. It has Turkey worried that the U.S. could be allowing the YPG to solidify its control over the parts of northeastern Syria that it currently controls militarily and administratively as well.
Okay, so let's go back to what the foreign minister, Mevlut Çavuşoğlu, was saying. We heard there, and he believes the Manbij roadmap it's been delayed, they admit that, but that it should be completed by the end of this year at the latest. Is that realistic?
Well, this is a big priority for Ankara, but it's not clear whether or not Washington is going to follow through. The joint patrols between the U.S. and the Turkish military is working in Manbij, but let's not forget the YPG controls almost 30% of Syrian territory throughout northeastern and eastern Syria. We heard the Ambassador James Jeffrey, the U.S. envoy on Syria, recently stating that the fight against the last remaining pockets of Daesh, that's going to take a few more months. But what happens afterwards? That remains a very heavy question that remains unanswered. Is the U.S. going to continue to allow the YPG to control vast parts of Syria, to include the areas that are rich in mineral resources? Turkey wants to see the Arab communities, the Syrian people, retake that land. Turkey wants a joint effort with the U.S. that does not allow the YPG nor Daesh an opportunity to regroup. It still remains to be seen on whether or not the Pentagon will carry through those promises that have been made with Turkey, not only in Manbij, but on the eastern banks of the Euphrates River Valley.
Okay, Oubai, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for that.